What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today, when I talk to you about SoFi, give you a quick overview of what happened today, what shorts did, and everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So SoFi went down 3.77% today alongside just the broader market. Kind of was in line with a lot of the other fintechs, so it is what it is. But 1578 the low, 1647 the high. So it did recover a little bit. But as I've been stating in the last couple of videos, market makers and shorts had a financial interest in keeping SoFi suppressed, especially this is open interest for SoFi. So you had 13,000 at that 16, 17,000 at that 1650, and then 24,000 at that 17. So it's been a while since we've seen some manipulation to really bring SoFi down below these key strike prices. So kind of interesting. So I'll go over that in a second, but no actual news associated to SoFi, no SEC filings, nothing like that. So it was just kind of piggybacking off the broader market. Shorts were fairly active during this time period right here. They started to kind of taper off. By the end of the day, they are increasing 197,000 shares. 13% on the mark is that free float, the percentage of the free float being shorted. Cost to borrow average is 0.51. Cost to borrow minimum is negative 0.14%. So once again, you're seeing that back active. So of course, that does insinuate brokers are paying people to short SoFi, as I've mentioned in the past. Today's options: 23 million in calls, 5.82 million in puts. So kind of in line with the average. So today, grand total of 28.7 million. Yesterday was 25. So it is picking up a little bit. The put/call ratio is improving. So you are seeing a little bit more optimism. So again, I know today was somewhat of a bloodbath across the board, but you are seeing a certain level of optimism based on the put/call ratio. So again, that is something to kind of consider. But of the call options that were purchased today, you see a consensus for it to be above $17. So still a lot of optimism is on the table. The bears, though, they are anticipating for it to be sub $15. So a little bit more upside versus down. But like I said, I think one of the biggest things today was just, even though it's not that crazy high of a wall, it still is kind of the first instance that we've seen of manipulation since it was roughly around that $7 range. And it wasn't just SoFi, it was a lot of stocks across the boards that like shorts just doubled down and started to awaken. So I think it once again was just overdue a little bit. But these are all the transactions that did occur on the secondary market above $100,000. So this is starting to diminish. And as I've stated in the past, if you have less institutional transactions, it's very easy to manipulate through shorting. So again, that's why you are seeing them being able to kind of influence the price a little bit more. Going over here on a side note though, 30.7 million for volume, 46.5 is the average. Most likely next week you should see a little bump up in the volume, only because that's going to be the last couple of trading days in Q4 as institutions do rebalance their portfolios. So again, that's going to be something that does come down the pipeline, but SoFi's technicals are still somewhat okay. So with it at $15.96, it is trading between these 2 points. So this R1 and the pivot. So 1571 is going to be that next strong support. It kind of bounced off of that general area, but again, we'll have to wait and see if that is retested again, or if this was more of just a tentative pullback. There wasn't really any data points coming out to justify today's pullback, aside from it just being psychological, and that is linked to the S&P. So 6,000 is that magic mark, and same happened at that 5,000, at 5,500. Once it hits those points, it is very just mind-boggling to some individuals that the fact that we are there, so it just has a pullback. Again, like I said, it happened at that 5,000 and 5,500, and look where we are. So clearly the market does get over just its psychological restraints or self-restraints, if that kind of makes sense. Flip side though, 1732 and then 1832 is going to be the next strong kind of target/resistance points. Sorry, aside from 1671. But quickly going over here, no new analyst ratings, no estimates changes. So Q4 is concluding fairly soon, but I'll be continuing to monitor, see if any changes for this, because analysts can change their estimates without changing their ratings. So again, I'll I'll kind of go over that and give you a good overview on what analysts are truly expecting of SoFi for the upcoming Q4 earnings. But on SoFi's technicals, the ALMA is at 1594, so that definitely is going to be something to really watch for. Aside from that, as I've mentioned in the past, this super trend, which is right now at 1438, that is going to be a very, very key one to kind of break above and to ensure it stays above that. If not, then you're going to have algorithms really working against SoFi, and then that's where things could get kind of interesting. But SoFi right now is very oversold, so I think all in all, this pullback today is somewhat anticipated. It wasn't anything crazy. So yeah, let me know your viewpoint on that. The only thing to, I guess, take note and take away from this video is that shorts are somewhat active, so they're not down and out, even though they did lose an estimated, was it like $1.8 billion in this last 3 months. So they've lost a ton of money, but they are still lingering, and not only just with SoFi, but across the board, a lot of stocks that have ran up significantly. Seems to be a very wide market consensus that shorts just woke up. So we'll just have to wait and see. But like I said, no real macro data points prompted today's pullback, aside from just more of a psychological restraints. So let me know your viewpoint on SoFi. Did you buy today? Did you sell? Luckily enough, my puts that I did sell were kind of expired worthless, so easy premiums for me. I've been doing that every single week, and once I do feel that the kind of uptrend is slowing down or diminished, that's where I'll recommence on selling calls as well against my position. So I really recommend a lot of you guys to take the time to research options and all the other fun jazz. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. One final thing, pop over to my Patreon, link in the description below and also the comments. Gives buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto. Many of them have been bangers, so pop over there and take a look. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.